Hey there guys, it's Xer here, and today I'm going to bring you the review, my review actually, on the standalone mod that was just released on Steam called Neotokyo. Neotokyo is a first-person cyberpunk shooter. I don't know if you would call it cyberpunk in the first place, but it's a cyber-futuristic first-person shooter that was just released on Steam as a standalone mod, kind of like what the Hidden and Firearms Source was. If you don't know what those mods are, check them out. They're pretty neat, but you need friends to play them since there aren't actual servers. I don't know if there's actual servers actually, but go check it out. I digress. This game is actually pretty fun. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys what I think about the game and how it plays, and if you should pick it up or not and put it on your Steam list. So, I'll talk about the gameplay real quick. The gameplay is very short and the game is really competitive. The game is really team reliant. You actually need to work with your team in order to know where the enemy is at. This is a slow competitive shooter. It takes a lot of time for you to get to know the map, and you have to sit back and wait for your opponents to come to you. You can't rush in the rooms like that guy just did. Since this game is mainly a competitive shooter, there's a lot of competitive game modes in this. There's Team Deathmatch and there's Capture the Ghost, which are the only two that I actually know about. Capture the Ghost is like Capture the Flag. You capture a object and it's in the middle of the map or wherever it spawns, and you have to take it back to the drop point. So that'll earn your team a point and in turn winning you the round. And the game is very team reliant. There's no way you can actually win the game without actually voice chatting with your team. And I have to say that this game, honestly, since it has absolutely no marker to tell where you're at, you literally have to go by your compass and how far your enemy is away from you. So that kind of gives you the awareness factor. Not a lot of games will actually give you awareness, because a lot of games now have a mini map to tell you where these guys are at or who's shooting at you. And this game does a very good job in it being its own little way and how it actually plays out. The way the game works is that, like as I said, you have to work with your team. There's no going lone wolf on this. If you go lone wolf, you'll probably die, and you probably won't be able to help out your team. So it is better for you to stay alive and help your team out as much as possible. So how are the classes? How many classes are there? How do they play out? There's 3 classes to choose from: support, recon, and assault. Recon are the faster moving people. They have a sprint, a cloak, and night vision, and I think they got a thermal capability that doesn't work as well as the other classes do. Since they got all that, they move the fastest and have SMGs when you first start out. I haven't used the recon class much, but I do enjoy using them as a small arms force to move quick and actually pick up the ghost and go to the retrieval point. Then you got assault. Assault use assault rifles and SMGs. They are like the main guys who can sit in one spot and do the most work. And they have the same exact abilities as the recon class, but have a fine drawn line where that actually meets, and I have to say it actually makes the gameplay more viable if the 2 classes were somewhat of the same. Now the last class is the support. Support are mainly the guys who you would send in first, and they are the slower moving people that they don't have a sprint, but they do got one function, which is a thermal vision, which helps you see recons and assaults camping in corners with their cloak on. And since they can take more bullets, they are more liable to take out targets much faster, but are sort of at a pace where they can't move really fast. They are armed with shotguns and assault rifles and DMRs. If you know what a DMR is, it's a designated marksman rifle, which kind of shoots single shot. But how is the gameplay in itself? I don't know if I have described this yet, but this game is very slow and very tactical. As I said earlier, you have to work with your team or else your team will not win the round. There are 2 teams, the NSF and the Jinra. There is absolutely no difference inside the guns. The way the leveling system works, you have to get kills and win the round and stay alive in order to get new guns. You might start out on certain classes with certain guns. So like basically if you're playing as the recon, you start out with 3 SMGs and work for those 3 SMGs to get the other guns. If you're playing as the assault, you start out with I think 5 guns, and you have to start out with those 5 guns, level up, and unlock new guns later. And then if you're playing as support, you get 6 guns right at the start. So once you level up, you get gun per gun. It doesn't like, let's just say you start out as the game. You start the game. You don't start out at the level you were last game. So if you were a corporal, in the last game, you start out as a private at the starting of the next game, so you don't technically carry over leveling in the game, so you have to start fresh every single game. Is it hard to get kills? It is very hard to get kills though, because some guns counteract with each other. So if you're playing as a support, shotguns are probably going to be your best bet against assaults, since they can somewhat have a further range. If you're playing as a recon, you might want to go SMG on supports, because since supports move slower and SMGs fire faster, you'll have a better chance of taking them out at a faster pace, but supports can take you out if you're, you know, dead in front of them and you don't pay attention and get the drop on you first. So in my opinion, this game is a lot different from me playing Counter-Strike most of the time, because that's all I play is Counter-Strike, and I haven't been recording Skyrim recently because I've been playing Counter-Strike. This game is a breath of fresh air for me. It is basically the same equivalent of me actually playing another competitive game. This is what like my friend Gabe sent this to me and say, play this, because I heard it's really good. And it does take a while to find a server. Literally, you have to go into the Steam view browser in order to find yourself a server, and that kind of distracts from gameplay a little bit, but it took me about 20 minutes to find the server, and I have to say it was well worth the wait. And I have to say that I do hope that Steam does see that a lot of people play this and actually enjoy it, and they carry it over and make it a standalone game. So my overall rating for this game is a definite pickup. If you're into competitive games, this game kind of gives you that feel of awareness, and actually takes a little bit of time to get used to. It took me about 20 minutes to get used to this game, so I played about an hour of it. So I would say it's a definite pickup. Download it and give it a shot. You might like it, I don't know. But this has been Exer here. This has been my review on Neotokyo. So I hope you guys pick it up, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you know, just whatever. See you guys in the next video.